So I have a pretty big audience. I've got probably a little over 1 million followers between all my platforms. Just hit 500,000 on Instagram. I have a massive email list. I have a massive Facebook group. And it's nice. It's very helpful when you're trying to sell digital products or really, frankly, anything. It's nice to have an audience. It objectively makes it easier. But what happens if, let's just say hypothetically, I woke up and I lost my entire audience? Or what did I do before I had an audience? What do you do and how do you make money? How do you sell digital products without an audience? So if I woke up and I lost all my followers, I don't even like to say that out loud, but if I woke up and I lost everything and I just had 10 Instagram followers left, what would I do? It's a fun question, right? I get it a lot because I think what a lot of people believe, the myth that a lot of people believe is that if you have no followers, you can't make money. And nothing could be further from the truth. I've shared this testimonial before because it's it's almost like an extreme example, but it breaks the limiting belief. One of my students, Janelle, she makes $5,000 to $7,000 per day with 936 Instagram followers. So that's extreme, right? Let's just say you're doing, a tenth of that and you're doing $500 to $700 a day with 900 followers. Or even let's just say take off another zero and you're doing $50 a day to $75 a day with an audience of less than 1,000 people. Those are still really good numbers. I share her example of she does an average of $5,000 to $7,000 per day to show you the extreme end of that. But just understand that you think audience equals sales and nothing could be further from the truth. And so what I want to do is walk you through exactly what to do if you don't have an audience. And if I woke up tomorrow and lost everything with the knowledge that I have in my brain, what would I do to get sales? Fundamentally, no audience, no problem. So we're going to go over some stuff on the iPad here. Just in case you don't know me, my name is Maria Wendt. I have sold millions of dollars in digital products. I literally wrote a book on how I made $11 million selling digital products. I've actually made $12 million now. If you want a free copy of this book, by the way, this is the complete guide to coming up with a digital product, to making your digital product go viral, just tons of stuff on marketing it. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. How we get sales within 24 hours. I'll send you a free copy. Just fill out your info down below. If you look in the description, there's a little link. I'll send you a free copy of my book. It's very helpful. People love it. Basically the complete guide to building an automated business. What we're going to do here in this video is go into one part of what's in this book. So this is sort of the okay, I want to market my digital product and I want to market it on Instagram, but I don't really have an audience. We're going to go into that in this video. But if you want a full complete guide, highly recommend it. This is what I wish I knew and definitely didn't. My first year of doing this, I made $63. That's how little I knew. So it's everything I wish I knew. Okay. If you have an audience, you leverage follower views to make sales, right? So for me, my followers become my buyers. If you don't have followers, what do? If you don't have an audience, you leverage non-follower views, okay? So looking at this here, this is non-follower views. I'm going to pull up some actual graphs in a minute here. Non-follower views, and this is follower views, okay? My pie chart looks exactly the opposite of this. So my pie chart, and we're just going to quickly fill this in, looks mostly pink. See, I put a lot of work in the other end. Mostly pink. And then a tiny bit of purple, which is my non-followers, okay? That's because I have so many followers, I am not reaching non-followers. You don't understand and we're going to get into the kind of content to create and more specifics, but just fundamentally understand that when you don't have an audience, you're not leveraging your audience. You're leveraging non-follower views. And so this is actually the dream in my mind as someone that I have a really hard time reaching new people because my followers see my content. I have so many followers. It's actually kind of a problem because my content doesn't get put in front of new people. You don't have that problem. If I woke up and I only had 10 followers, essentially 100% of the views I'm getting is going to be in front of non-followers, which means you're constantly reaching new people. That's such a gift, and you're just not thinking of it that way because you're focused on followers, which used to matter back in the day when like content was only shown to followers. But now followers is just a vanity metric. It's literally nothing more. It's just to say, oh, I have 500,000 followers. I'm so great. But people all the time get better reel views than me, reach more people, make more money, and they're reaching non-followers. And so and that's such a gift that you have as a new content creator that I certainly didn't have back in the day when the algorithm relied on your content being shown to followers. And so it really mattered how many followers you have because the only people that you could ever reach were followers. And so it's a completely different way of doing things, and it's to your advantage as a small person just getting started, like a small small account or a content creator just getting started. That is to your advantage. So I want to show you, let me turn off the iPad here, and I want to show you kind of just some screenshots so you know what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to talk about the exact kind of content you need to create here. So let's turn on these screenshots. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so this is a reel that I just did recently. I think like today or yesterday. I just quickly went to my Instagram account and grabbed it. It's very average. This is a very average reel for me. 30,000 views. I'd say like 30 to 40 is like, it's a decent view for me. I put out a ton of content. So I get millions and millions and millions, like 15 million views per month on average. So on average, I'll get 15 million views per month. But an average piece of content gets like 30,000. And for me, this is the first one I went into and it reached 22% non-followers. I'm happy about that. Usually on average, like 80% of my views are coming from followers. It makes sense, right? I have 500,000 followers. And so this is what it typically looks like for me. So you can see here, my little ring is mostly pink. When you do this on an Instagram account and you make good reels, which is the second part of this equation and what I'm going to go into, I'm going to show you what I mean by making good reels that actually can get reached by non-followers. And I'm going to point you in the direction of some resources to help you make better reels. Your stuff is going to be basically 100% purple, right? I only get 100% purple stuff when my reels go viral. So this is a reel I had that went viral recently. It got 8 million views. And you can see here, it has that full purple ring, right? But I have so many followers that I have to make a really, really, really good piece of content in order to have non-followers see it. You can just make a good piece of content and have non-followers see it. And if you make just a good piece of content, not a really, really, really good piece of content, but just a good piece of content, it's going to get pushed out. Essentially, you are leveraging Instagram's platform to make sales. Let me fix that. So I'm waiting on a very important call, so I can't mute my phone. Otherwise, I totally would. So sorry about the notifications. Yeah, sorry. It's just going to have to happen today, guys. Sorry, I'm waiting for an important call, and I've already missed it once, and I got to keep my phone on. So bear with me with the notifications. I find them just as annoying as you do. So when you have 10 followers, every view that you get is a non-follower view. However, if you want to it's not just enough to make reels. That I realized that I would tell people, make reels. People would make reels over and over and over again, and they would see no results, and they would get no sales. And then I went and looked at their content. I was like, oh, these aren't good reels. And it's hard to say that, right? You don't like to hurt people's feelings, but at the same time, you want them to have the results they want. So it's not just enough to make reels. You have to make good reels. And it's actually not that hard to make good reels. I want to show you the kind of reels that you need to make here. So we're going to share your screens, and I'm going to go to my Instagram account, and I'm going to show you the exact format of the reels you need to be making, specifically to be bringing in non-followers, specifically to be making sales. I'm going to kind of walk you through this process here. Okay, so going to my Instagram account here. Okay, so this is the one that went viral. We'll just use this one as an example. So it's the exact same format. I do this for all of my reels that are like this. You can see here, most influencers won't admit this, but. So it's the hook, one little line, right? Do you notice how this is so simple? This is footage, little hook, and then a very, very, very long caption. okay? So the more people read the caption, the more the reel loops. You can see how this reel is looping over and over again. That counts as views. And more importantly, it tells Instagram that you make content that causes people to stop scrolling. So these kind of reels rely on good footage. Now, this is shot with an iPhone. All this footage is shot, not the studio reels, but all this footage is shot with an iPhone, right? This is shot with an iPhone. You see here, these are very simple, very, very simple reels. Now, if you want, I have a resource. I'll put a link to in the description, but you can create very cinematic videos on your iPhone. I am not good at video stuff at all. I just know how to make really good cinematic videos. This is not the page I wanted to show you. Hold on. Let's see here. Called Insta Ready, but it's not this page. Insta Ready. Here we go. This is what I wanted to show you. Oh, I already had it pulled up. That's why I knew I pulled this up. So you can film cinematic reels with your phone. I feel like that when I go to review a student's content, it's not the words they're saying that aren't good. It's their video footage. It's kind of amateur. And I feel bad saying that, but that's the truth. And so what we need to do is figure out how to make aesthetic looking B-roll. That's what this is called, where it's background roll, B-roll. Footage of you where you're not saying anything. Footage of you where it's not a talking head. It's the little things. It's how you do the lighting. It's how you shoot yourself. It's the locations you choose. It's knowing how to find aesthetic locations, even if you feel like you live in a location that's not aesthetic. All of this matters so much. And this is the only sort of quote unquote effort that you're going to need to put into your content. You don't really have to put a ton of effort into the text or even like the editing. Like if we go back to this, like this isn't, it's again, clearly shot on an iPhone. My sister's old ass iPhone too. She got a new phone finally, but when she shot this, she needed to get a new phone. And it's just a little bit of text. So there's no effort here. There's no effort in the editing. We're going to talk about the caption in a second here. The effort is in the intentionality behind the footage. And that's what I do teach you in this course, the Insta Ready. Again, it's totally optional. You can just shoot yourself. You do it yourself and figure it out if you want to. It's totally fine. But I'll point out a couple of things in this footage alone that matters. So obviously the bag, that's a lot of social proof. The bracelet actually matters too. It's not an expensive bracelet, but it helps. Being on the plane matters. The fact that I'm like the movement where I'm putting my phone away and I'm doing something on my phone, but then I'm doing something different where it's not just footage of me on my phone, it's footage of me and then I put it away. That matters too. I love the way my nails were in that, by the way. So again, this is what I teach you in that course. This is the only part of the footage or the only part of like this B-roll style that people mess up. They get the text right. What they're talking about is good. The editing is good. The music they choose is good. It's literally the video content that sucks, which is why I made that mini course, was because so many people weren't doing it well. So the second thing is with the long caption. Like I said, it's really hard to mess this up as long as it's long. The little bit here, this is like your hook caption. This matters a lot, right? Because I don't know if I can do it here, but if you're doing this in the feed, you know how you can like see that first sentence in the feed? That's what gets people to read. And if you've got them to read the first bit, they're basically hooked. So that's why it's called a hook. And so this little thing here matters. Make this really intriguing, make this really curiosity provoking. But after that, people generally, in my experience, they just read. They're interested in reading. I read Instagram captions all the time. You read Instagram captions all the time. And so the video footage must stop them in their tracks. And then the hook here gets them to read. These reels work super well. I have students going viral all the time. They're not professional video editors. They're not tech savvy. I'm not tech savvy. They have good video and then a good hook. Then what I want to do is, the last thing. Okay, hang on. So this is what I also want to show you. This is like the last step in the process of this. So taking that step back, we woke up with 10 Instagram followers. We're making good reels, make about one a day. That would be my advice. The last thing that you need to do is make sure that your link in bio is a link to one thing, right? So a lot of people's links in bios are links to multiple things. You want to make sure your link in bio is directly to the product that you're selling. So in my case, my link in bio is to my 24 business courses for $24. This is like my signature product. Everybody loves it. It's the product it's like called a front-facing product. And so what this is basically for me is it's 24 business courses bundled up into one bundle that you get for $24. So it's basically like $1 a course. Here's how this works. Let me get my iPad back up and just kind of show you like how this all comes together and works. It's a lot of moving pieces today. Okay, hang on. Okay, let's do Maria's iPad. Okay, cool. So this is how this works. So this is the pathway a customer will take, even if they're not a follower, okay? They're going to see a reel of yours. About 1 to 2% of the people who see your reel are going to click your link in bio. And then for me, about 6% of the people who click my link in bio purchase. So that's a 6% conversion rate. None of this requires followers. We'll just do a red. No followers needed. You do need to create good reels, but it's not hard. It just requires eye-catching footage and a good hook. That's not hard. I have students who are twice my age, quite literally, doing this, who aren't tech savvy, people who are in any industry, right? Like the next video I'm filming, I'm talking about 2 students. Brooke just hit $1 million in her business and she's an artist. Another student I'm talking about, Courtney, is a dog trainer. So you don't have to be in like business related industries to do really, we're talking like $1 million product. Brooke's course, it's $1 million product. Dog training, right? Like these are not business related topics. These aren't people who were born being comfortable on camera. These certainly aren't people who are, born knowing what to do. If you want a step-by-step guide that goes into each one of the steps here on the screen, even further, watch this video next.